Hey guys! This is Cartoon Recapped. Today we'll show you a 2002 family western cartoon called Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. Be aware of heavy spoilers. Sit back and enjoy the show. In the late 19th century American West, around 1892 a Kiger Mustang colt, Spirit, is born to a herd of wild horses. He grows into a stallion and assumes the leadership of the herd. One night, upon following a strange light near his herd, Spirit finds horses tied to a log and their wranglers sleeping around a campfire. The men awaken and, after a chase, capture Spirit and take him to a U.S. cavalry fort. The senior officer of the fort, the colonel, orders Spirit to be broken. However, Spirit defies all attempts. The colonel retaliates by having him tied to a post for 3 days, without food or water. Meanwhile, a Lakota Indian named Little Creek is also brought into the fort and held captive. His friends toss a knife over the wall for him, which he uses to secretly cut his bonds. After 3 days, Spirit is weak enough that the colonel temporarily subdues him, boasting that any wild horse can eventually be tamed. Seeing the other captive horses' disappointment, Spirit gets a second wind and throws the colonel off. Angered, the humiliated colonel attempts to shoot Spirit in the head. However, Little Creek saves the horse, and the two escape, setting the other captive horses free in the process. Little Creek and his fellow Lakotas lasso Spirit and return to their village. There, Little Creek unsuccessfully attempts to tame Spirit with kindness. Little Creek ties the other end of Spirit's lead rope to his own pet mare, Rain, hoping she can discipline him. Spirit eventually falls in love with Rain, despite not understanding her attachment to humans. He and Little Creek gradually come to respect each other, realizing that Spirit is not meant to be domesticated. Little Creek sets him free. Spirit starts back towards his herd, and tries to convince Rain to come with him. They notice the colonel and his men charging to attack the Lakota village in retaliation for their stolen horses, and return to help. During the confrontation, the colonel shoots Rain and she falls into a river. He is about to shoot Little Creek, but Spirit knocks the colonel off his horse, deflecting the shot and saving Little Creek's life. Trying to rescue Rain, Spirit leaps into the river, but they both plummet over a waterfall. Once out of the water, Spirit stays by Rain's side, only for the cavalry to recapture him and leave her for dead. Little Creek tends to Rain, realizing that Spirit saved his life. He sets out in pursuit of the cavalry. Spirit is put in a train with other captured horses from the village, and becomes disheartened. However, he has a vision of his herd running free across their homeland, strengthening him again. Spirit and many other horses are then forced to work on the Transcontinental Railroad, sledging a steam locomotive through the woods. After noticing that the railroad will pass right through his homeland, Spirit tricks the men, releasing himself and the other horses. The unattached locomotive tumbles backwards down a hill, crashes into a second locomotive in a station below, and starts a fire which sets the surrounding forest ablaze. Spirit is trapped when a loose chain around his neck snags on a fallen tree, but Little Creek arrives and cuts him free, and together they escape by jumping into a ravine. The next morning, the colonel and his cavalry find Spirit and Little Creek. A chase ensues through the Grand Canyon. Eventually, though seemingly trapped at the edge of a wide gorge, Spirit makes a tremendous leap to the other side, with Little Creek on his back. Impressed, the colonel stops his men from shooting at Spirit and Little Creek, gives the stallion a nod of respect, and calls off the pursuit. After celebrating their freedom, Spirit and Little Creek return to the Lakotas, meeting up with Rain, who has recovered. Little Creek sets the two horses free, and they return to Spirit's herd and run free across the plains. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.